This is a Clark style zapper, and these are the handhelds that are usually used with it, and I'm showing them with paper towels around them because normally what you would do is you would wet these with tap water saline solution to get more conductivity with the stainless steel or copper tubes, right? Now these handhelds work a lot better than the wrist straps, and I'm wearing wrist straps here on both wrists, and they are not nearly as strong, but I found another way to do it where you can get a lot more power out of the wrist straps. And the way to do that is, first, this sheet of copper, I have the metal band on the bottom has a small white piece of paper towel that's wet with tap water, and it's attached to the metal grommet that is on the bottom of this wrist strap, and it's going through the copper Lakowski coil. That's actually a Lakowski coil, not a Lakowski generator, but a Lakowski wrist coil, whatever you want to call it. And I get a lot more power out of this little zapper, because it's not only the specifications on a zapper, how many volts you're getting, but it's how much is actually getting inside the bloodstream per se. And you want to do this without burning the skin, because now the handhelds will give you a lot more power than the wrist straps, but I found that using these wrist straps in this manner with these copper bands, these are Lakowski bands, you can see they're open on one side, and what I'm using here is you can see the metal underneath. See the metal grommet? It's actually attached to a white paper towel that's wet with tap water, and it's touching this copper band, and it gets a lot more power. So, and actually the way this works is there's a snap. There's a snap that holds that in place, and kind of hard to hold this deal, but there's a snap to hold this in place, and when you snap the snap over it, that's making conductivity. Now using this at 15 hertz, I can feel it thumping, but it's not enough to cause any kind of pain or anything, but it's making good connection, and it's working probably almost as close to the power of using the handhelds. But the thing is, if you're using these handhelds, what's wrong with using these things for extended period of times is you have to hold them in your hands. This thing, you can wear this on your belt. It's got a clip on it, and you could still use the wristbands and still get pretty close to the power of the handhelds. Usually these wristbands are way too low powered. They don't do a damn thing hardly at all. You need the handhelds, but when you're using it in this manner, it works pretty well. So I've been experimenting with these zappers. Actually, I ordered another one. I just got this one like last week. This is a pretty good one for 60 bucks plus shipping. Very cheap for the price. It's good. It's got 3 modes. Called the Extreme Zapper. The standard hold at Clark 30,000 and 2,500 hertz mode, and it's got the Don Croft 15 hertz mode, which is you could feel that through the skin a little bit more. But I got another one coming from Power Zapper, actually a CC2, that runs some of the more common ray frequencies. But I've been trying to figure out how to set these up if you want to run them for long periods of time. How do you set them up where you can go about doing all your work and everything you need to do and still wear the zapper? The handhelds, I'm repeating it, the handhelds give you a lot more electrical contact. You're getting a lot more treatment going through the blood. The wristbands aren't that great, but when you're using the wristbands in this manner like I described with the a white paper towel wet with tap water by the metal contact that's actually touching the copper band here, it's getting a lot more power through the skin, and it's still, it doesn't hurt, but I can actually feel the frequency going through. So I think that's a much better method, and I never heard of anybody using it that way. It's kind of like pretty close to the power of these, yet still having the advantage of using the wrist straps. And like I said, it's this copper band that's actually making it give it that extra power.